Hey guys, welcome to my first episode of Reverse Dieting 101. I don't know if that's what I'm going to title this series, but we are on a reverse diet. As I posted on my Instagram, I'm starting a reverse diet for the next 4 to 5 months. And I'm going to tell you exactly what a reverse diet is, kind of how you go about it, what the best kind of tools for you are, and such. So, let's get started. If you're not familiar with counting macros, I highly recommend my flexible dieting ebook as pictured right here. I will put the link below to purchase. It goes over literally everything, how to even count macros, what is a macro. It goes over reverse dieting, which I am going to read a couple excerpts out of it. It goes over carb cycling, literally everything. There's 50 pages full of information for you, how to track your foods in MyFitnessPal. I give you grocery lists, basically just crap ton of information that I have accumulated over the past 3 years of counting macros and reverse dieting and all that stuff to give you the best information. What is a reverse diet? Reverse diet is basically slowly adding in calories every week. It is a slower way to get your body adjusted to a higher caloric intake. Let me read a couple excerpts out of my reverse dieting section of the flexible dieting ebook. So what are the goals of reverse dieting? You're going to reestablish your metabolic capacity in an effort to elevate your caloric intake as well as food intake to maintain adequate energy levels, contribute to your level of strength, and overall good health. Enable you to have a slow transition towards a bulk to promote a lean mass gaining stage. So basically, it is a slower pace bulk. Now for me in the past, I have done like a heavy bulk and you gain fat fast. I mean, it's just like not fun. And it's difficult to go from eating a lower caloric intake to instantly going high. At least for me, that is very difficult. I generally don't have much of an appetite, so a reverse diet is very helpful for me in order to slowly get that up to where I want it to be. So let me explain a few things of why people reverse diet. A lot of people will do competitions and they'll go down to such a low body fat percentage, and what we call rebound effect is after their show they will go ahead and obviously once you're at a low body fat percentage, your body does not want to be there for long. So a lot of people will reverse diet their way up to a healthy caloric intake while not gaining a bunch of fat, because if you go from eating a very small caloric intake to very huge, well, you will gain fat very fast. So a lot of people do that in the competition world. I of course do not compete, but that's kind of a little background on that. Now for me personally, there's many different ways to reverse diet in terms of how you add in calories each week. For me personally, I'm only going to be adding in mostly carbs because my body does work better off of higher carbs, lower fats. Now a lot of people are different. Some people work very well off high fats. Me, I just feel sluggish, I feel slow, I don't feel good in the gym. But when I eat higher carbs, I feel like, oh, I got all that energy, I got that booty pump, and it just feels great. So in the past, I have added 20 grams of carbs per week. Now again, that is when my weight does stay the same. If my weight jumps too high one week, I will keep it the same next week and kind of still let my body adjust through it. So to give you an example, I'm starting this reverse diet off at 200 grams of carbs, 130 grams of protein, and 55 grams of fat. Now, how you get to these levels, or how you get to these numbers is kind of your own personal, what you feel is good for you. I've generally been eating about that for the past few months, just eating just to eat. And the reason I wanted to do this reverse diet was to give me a plan and to give me kind of a structure. I did feel like my butt was actually shrinking a little bit, so I know that I wasn't eating enough, and I did feel like sleeping like forever all day, and it's just like not healthy. So hoping that this will boost my energy levels and give me kind of more motivation to go to the gym, because when I'm eating a bunch of food, I have a lot of energy and I can push some heavy weight, etc., etc. So that's kind of my reasoning behind doing a reverse diet. So then if my weight, I'm starting off this reverse diet, as you saw, at 138. So I'm going to weigh myself once or twice a week. If I'm doing twice a week, I'll take the average. Same time, same day, same either naked or no clothes. Make sure you do that because you want a consistent result every time. Now generally if I gain half a pound, it's not a big of a deal. If I gain For me personally, I know that if I gain like more than a pound, then something's off and my body's not adjusting properly, so I will keep the same levels. So if I weigh myself next week and I'm still 138, which I most likely will be, I'm going to add 20 grams of carbs. Now, many people will add a different amount of carbs. Some people only do 10 grams of carbs, but I know my own body and my body likes carbs, so 20 grams of carbs is literally nothing for me. So I'll do that for a whole week and then weigh myself again. So basically you're just slowly, gradually adding in calories. That is how I do it. There are many different ways. Of course, I recommend the book. Again, the link is below in the description if you want to read more about it and get all the information. Without further ado, let's get into a leg day workout that I did. This was when I had already started my reverse diet, so I did have lots of energy, and that's why I started out with 10 sets of 10 squats, which, let me tell you, I was handicapped for quite a few days. So let me know how you like the workout. Please make sure to give this series a thumbs up, this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel because it helps support me. It helps me continue to make videos. As you guys know, this is my job, so please help support me. Alright guys, I love you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.